What's up guys, my name's Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 PvE primaries in Destiny 2. Again, this video is going to be about primary ammo weapons. There's kinetic and energy, and there's primary and special. So this is going to be about the weapons that use primary ammo. I get this confusion on my videos a lot, and I wanted to clarify this in the beginning. So, this video is based on entirely my own opinion about these weapons and how I've used them, and with 1400 hours in Destiny 2 and I played across all 3 years of Destiny 1, I gotta say that I'm pretty close to knowing what I'm talking about. That being said, I do forget about certain weapons at times. For example, last time I forgot the recluse even existed, which was a big mistake. The recluse, spoilers, is going to be on this one. If there's a weapon like that I may have forgotten, or if there's a weapon that I may have overlooked, let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to try these things out, because I, like yourself, am a gamer in this game, and I love trying out new things and building my arsenal. And let's go ahead and do something a little bit different in this video. Let's make a deal. If I can make you smile in the next 15 seconds or so, even like crack a little bit of a grin on the side of your face, you guys have to go and click that Control Freaks link and just go look at the page. You don't have to buy anything as part of this deal, but go and click the link and go look at the page. You'll be surprised at what you find. And how am I going to do such a feat, you ask? Well, obviously cute and fluffy animals on the screen. Because look how cute and adorable these animals are. And I know a lot of you guys out there are looking at these animals and trying to hold back a smile, but they're so cute and so fluffy, you just can't do it. So go click that link if you did end up cracking a smile. And the very last thing I wanted to mention before I get started, I promise I'll get started right after this, I wanted to mention my spreadsheets. Now, if you've seen these types of videos from me before, you know I like to organize my weapons and armors into different spreadsheets where I kind of just dot a little bit of information about them just to get a general idea to myself and to other people what I was thinking. But in general, they've been very ugly, and lately I have decided I'm going to try to step up my game when it comes to spreadsheets. Now, if you saw my last video about the top 5 Titan exotics, you know that I've totally stepped up my game like 6 levels. Since last week, literally just last week, I've stepped up my game like 3 more levels. This new spreadsheet for the weapons on this video is insane. Honestly, you owe it to yourself to stay to the end of the video to see where you can find this spreadsheet for yourself, because it literally is a one-stop shop for all of the weapons I discussed in this video. I went over 73 different weapons just for this video alone to find my top 5 favorite ones, and I go over everything. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to this top 5. Starting up at number 5, it's going to be the legendary pulse rifle known as Bygones and Inaugural Address. Now, both of these pulse rifles are going to be the 390 pulse rifles. One is kinetic, one is the energy variant, and both of them excel at doing what they do very, very well at a lot of different ranges. So let's go over a couple different specifics about these weapons. First of all, the Bygones can be found very commonly in different Infamy playlists, from Gambit, Gambit Prime, Infamy rank ups, so you can get a lot of opportunities to get different perk options. And as far as the perk options go, it has a lot of really, really good ones, from range to stability increases to reload increases to damage increases, kill clip, and rampage. There's a lot of great options. For the mods and masterworks, all that stuff is going to be on screen right now. Just overall a great archetype with great range, great stability, great perk options, and it drops very, very commonly. Moving on to number 4 in this top 5 countdown is going to be the legendary energy hand cannon known as Kindled Orchid. Now, if you've never heard of this weapon, it is a 140 RPM hand cannon from Black Armory, and to get one of these, just do one of the hand cannon frames in Ego Fan and Forge and be able to get a chance of having this thing drop. Now, what makes this so very special is that it's the only hand cannon in the game that can have kill clip and rampage at the same time, allowing it to get to so much damage it actually starts to tear apart elites in the game. Now, you heard me correctly, this thing can have kill clip and rampage at the same time, on top of the fact that it is a void weapon. We don't have a lot of great void weapons in this game right now. A lot of them are kinetic or solar, and having a great void option is something that is definitely a plus on this weapon. Outside of that, it's pretty standard. It's a 140 RPM hand cannon. It's a little bit low on the range side of things as far as 140s go, but the fact that it has kill clip and rampage on it, you can also get a curated version that is kill clip, rampage, and drop mag, is actually pretty insane. So if you have the opportunity, go get this weapon. It is definitely worth it. Moving on to number 3 of this top 5 countdown are going to be the legendary kinetic pulse rifles known as Chattering Bone and Nightshade. Now, both of these 450 RPM pulse rifles absolutely excel in PvE at destroying tons and tons of fodder, killing them very, very quickly, and in general, 450s, in my opinion, are a little bit better than the 390s like bygones as far as PvE goes, because of a couple different reasons. First of all, you can kill enemies faster, especially the weaker enemies like the Scions and Last Wish Raid, on top of the fact that you also have lightweight. The 450 archetype for pulse rifles are lightweight, the bygones and 390s are not lightweight, and lightweight is such a huge boon in PvE. Being able to run somewhere faster is very important because it saves a lot of time. Both of these weapons can be found in different locations. The Nightshade can be found from Zavala, and once you get the first one to drop, it can randomly drop in any of the Vanguard playlists and the Vanguard engrams. The Chattering Bone can be found from the Last Wish Raid and has a very nice curated role. As far as perks go, on screen now you can see the full list of all the recommendations for all the perks on these weapons in case you're interested, but the general idea is go for stability, range, and damage boosts. You don't need a huge boost to reload speed. Light mag is okay because it also boosts your range, but in general you want to focus on those three main things. And as the last little note about the spreadsheet is that Chattering Bone cannot have kill clip and rampage at the same time. The curated version has kill clip, but none of the random rolls can have kill clip, and that's why both of them are listed. Next up, at number 2 in this top 5 countdown is actually a really difficult decision. I had a tough time deciding between number 1 and number 2, but coming up at number 2 is going to be the legendary, I was gonna say Samug, but legendary SMG known as Recluse. What is my brain doing today? Samug? Come on. But anyways, the Recluse, a weapon that was actually supposed to be geared for the Crucible, even though it does incredibly well in the Crucible, has been dominating in PvE, and I gotta say it's better for PvE than it ever was for PvP. This weapon has the most incredible set of perks, everything you could possibly want on a weapon just like this, and it kind of does it in a broken way. So let's go ahead and talk about those perks. First of all, it is a lightweight frame, which works really, really well with SMGs. Next up, polygonal rifling. It gives you an extra boost to stability. After that, ricochet rounds gives you more stability, more range, and actually has a hidden amount of extra range. It interacts weird with range ricochet rounds, and that's why I always recommend it. Next up, feeding frenzy. Kills give you better reload speed, which works really well with Master of Arms, which improves this weapon's damage for a short time after getting a kill. And I gotta say, Master of Arms is kind of like a rampage ×3, but with one kill, which kind of breaks how this weapon works. So you get a kill, you're doing extra damage, and in PvP, that's like body shots do headshot damage, so it takes like 7 shots to kill somebody in the body in PvP. And in PvE, it does a lot of really great stuff too. You can go from shredding red health enemies to shredding down elite enemies, which is kind of crazy considering SMGs usually run out of their clip way too fast to kill an elite. And to top it all off, it has a range masterwork. For an SMG, that is exactly what you want. Now, I saw a video recently from Dado where he described the best kind of DPS combo, which is gonna be Recluse, Mountaintop, and Anarchy. You're using Anarchy for boss damage, just pop down 2 shots. You can switch over to your Mountaintop while it continues to do damage, shoot people with the Mountaintop, and then the Recluse is also a very high DPS weapons, and you can use all of these weapons in conjunction with one another. It's kind of a broken combo that does really, really well. The only thing it lacks is going to be range, but in not a lot of circumstances do you actually really need it. And lastly, coming up at number 1 in this top 5 countdown, you guys know what it's gonna be. It was at number 1 for the last 2 seasons, in my opinion. At number 1 in the game for PvE primaries is gonna be the Midnight Coup and the Spare Rations. Now, if you haven't seen my past top 5s where I describe the Midnight Coup and the Spare Rations in details, you don't know what I'm talking about, and you just heard a year 1 weapon being placed into number 1 in Destiny 2, and you're probably thinking, this guy is crazy. You couldn't possibly have a good reason for having these weapons at number 1. So, let's get started. So let's go ahead and start general and then work our way up. Why did I pick a hand cannon among all the different weapon types? First of all, hand cannons are going to be your best options. They do really good DPS, but they still reach out to a decent range. Secondly, why did I pick 150 RPM hand cannons out of the 140s, the 180s? You know, like Outstringer's been really popular these days. The Kindled Orchid has been really popular. The Ace of Spades. There's a lot of great options in different RPMs. Now, why the 150s? Because they kill the enemies in the same number of shots that the 140s do, with just a little bit less range. So a 140 hand cannon will kill the same elite Cabal enemy in the same number of shots, so why not pick the faster option? On top of that, 150 RPM hand cannons are lightweight, and I really like having lightweight in PvE. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the perks. Midnight Coup has always been known as the god roll of perks, and honestly, it's the god roll for a very, very good reason. And after doing my spreadsheet, I started to realize what are the best options for everything, because I started to go through all 73 of these weapons on Light GG. I went through all the different perk options, and literally, Midnight Coup is one thing away from being perfect. It has Extended Barrel on its first perk. It also has Small Bore, which is my second favorite, which helps with stability more than range, whereas Extended Barrel is focused on range. Secondly, it has Outlaw and Kill Clip, exactly what you want on this kind of hand cannon, exactly what you want for pretty much everything in the game. The only drawback to this weapon is the fact that it is a year 1 weapon, meaning that it can't have a 4th column perk, it can't have a mod inserted, and for some reason the masterwork for hand cannons don't allow range. They have a weird set of possible masterworks for each weapon types. You can actually see it on my spreadsheet as well as on screen now. The different year 1 masterworks, if you didn't know, they're locked into this list. Next up, the Spare Rations, which is the same archetype of hand cannon as Midnight Coup. 150 RPM, lightweight frame, a kinetic hand cannon. In general, it is statistically superior to the Midnight Coup in almost every single way. It came out with Joker's Wild. You can get it in Reckoning and Gambit Prime. It can have Extended Barrel. It can have range boosts like Ricochet rounds. It can have Light Mag, High Caliber rounds. It can have in 3rd column Rapid Hit or Threat Detector to help with reload, and it can have Rampage. On top of that, you can insert a mod. You can get a ranged masterwork. It overall is superior to the Midnight Coup on almost every single way, and the reason why I like Midnight Coup better than the Spare Rations is because Midnight Coup's recoil direction is up to the right and Spare Rations is up straight up and down. Now, most people would think that's a good thing, but with high recoil weapons like the Spare Rations, like hand cannons, straight up and down, you're gonna hide the target. You're not gonna be able to see exactly what you're shooting at every time you fire, whereas Midnight Coup reveals the target, and that is the main reason why I like Midnight Coup better. And that is gonna be pretty much it for the top 5. Moving on to my spreadsheets, the honorable mentions, the top 5s, and all the extra stuff. In the description down below, you can find the links to a Google Docs sheet. Go click that link and you'll be able to find this spreadsheet that's on screen right now. And I've gotta say, this spreadsheet is incredible. It has all of the stuff that you could possibly want to know for the weapons that you're going to use. Now, it doesn't have things like reload speed or the amount of bullets in a magazine or whatever that is, but you do have everything that you're going to need to know that doesn't exist on the tooltip. For example, if you get a ringing nail auto rifle to drop from the Volender Forge, you can see my recommendations for the different perks for that weapon. And this exists across all the different weapons that I rated in this video. Now, there's 73 different weapons, not nearly all the weapons in the game. That's like not even a small fraction of all the weapons in the game, but you have my full recommendation of everything in that I have gone over in this game. On top of that, I also mentioned things like the best in class of each different kind of weapon. I mentioned it for all the different types of classes of weapons. I ranking all top 10 of my favorite weapons in this list, so you can actually see more than just the top 5 from my video. And of course, everything has a legend and is color coded, and there's extra general notes and masterwork rolls all on the side here on the right. It's beautiful, it's helpful, it's useful, and it's just, honestly, I'm gushing because this is probably one of the best works I've done for spreadsheets in my entire life. And on top of that, I've linked all the sources in case you were wondering you wanted to go see this stuff for yourself, where I got this information, or if you wanted to go see more specific information from Light GG about a certain weapon, you can go do that. That's where I got most of my stuff from. But that is pretty much it. That is the spreadsheet. Make sure you go down in the comments down below and let me know that you loved it, because I know you can't hate it because this thing is amazing. But if there's something that's missing, let me know. I can very easily add to it and improve it, and I know over time we're gonna make this the best spreadsheet on the internet. But that's it. That is the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. My name's Dychronic. Check out the spreadsheet, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Use code Dychronic at checkout to be able to get 10% off, and you will support me as a creator. And I know this is one of those common like, hey, use code whatever. I'm begging you, please help me. I have a family. That was bad. That was really bad.